Good evening, everyone. I want to believe you can all hear me, but then I need to confirm if truly you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
All right. Thank you, Joe. I believe. All right. I again need to also confirm my how audible I am. I want to know if that's audible or you can hardly hear me. Yeah. Is
Look,
it
from
audible?
my end here, I can hear you very clearly. From my end here, I can hear you very clearly.
Oh, all right. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you for that. All right. Okay. I want to believe we've got a very wonderful day, and of course the day is still rolling, and I'm part of the wheels upon which today is rolling. It's the training that we are having. Yeah, okay. So RPA is part of the wheels for this day. Okay. So if I would ask again, how is your day going? I'm sure your day is going fine. All right, so yeah, straight to the business of today. I remember yesterday I think we had some pending issues with respect to technical issues that some persons were having, and some that were posted to the platform. Again, some persons that I was meant to help out. I got their mails and I was meant to help them out, so I reached out to them. And I realized that I think some of them have got their technical issues resolved, and I'm happy for that. Okay, all right. So yeah, today we'll still stylishly stay on board, and but again we are still going to have some hands-on activities. Let me find out if you have from anyone in the class, anyone that tried what we did yesterday using message box, and if we had it successful.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I had it successful, sir.
Oh,
I've been
great.
able
Okay, resolve. All
find
right.
my way around it. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. What did you do? How did you resolve it?
Ah, honestly, I don't even. I was just
So,
troubleshooting, just so somehow, I don't know.
all right,
I
all
saw
right.
that I was able to sign in. I saw I was able to sign in to my orchestrator from
And all right.
the studio. So I think um that was what made it go through.
Okay.
So
So
it activated the robot. So
okay. So subsequent, if you have any issues related to that, you can sort it out maybe for yourself or on behalf of another person.
well,
Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah.
can.
Yes, because you've gone through it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Do I have some other persons that did
Good
this
evening.
double
Good
success?
evening.
Yes. Good evening.
Okay, so yesterday I wasn't present to the end of the meeting, but on my own I tried to automate one or two stuff. So uh, just a hello boss message that prints my name.
All right.
So I was able to set up the orchestrator and the robot itself.
Okay. That's great. Oh, great. Okay. So, do we have anyone having issues still? Yeah, and okay, yes, I'm thinking that it's possible that some persons that will be having issues, they are yet to uh, join us because I got some calls. No, not some. I got a call this afternoon. Okay, so what I simply asked the person to do was to just come to class. Perhaps we'll just assign someone to help you out. And all right, so yeah, so that's why I'm asking if we have people in that category. So we'll just assign some persons that have scaled through this hurdle to help them out. Okay. And I also saw that Bernard was, Alifo Johnson was providing some solutions for Bernard. I hope I'm getting it right. Yeah, I should get, having a virtual machine installed on his Linux so that it can accommodate UiPath Studio. All right, so I don't know to what extent that has been resolved. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking today, let's just run through some, again, a mix of theory plus, plus practical. We'll start from theory and then we'll move into the practical aspect. Again, I will still want to show you and take you through the interface, the UiPath Studio interface to see different things that exist within the studio. I may get to open Orchestrator to also see what it is like, just to see, just for sightseeing. That's all. Nothing. I'm not doing anything. All right. So just we'll go by that route and then let's see where it will take us to. And if you have someone or some persons just joining us for the first time, I want to welcome you again. And while I may not be able to reiterate everything that we have said, one of the things I will counsel you to do is to consult materials, videos that we have recorded in the past, consult UiPath website, and then Coursera is another option for you, though you have to pay. All right, and you have to pay with Coursera. Yeah, that reminds me again. We promised that we'll get back to you with respect to if you going through Coursera courses could help you reduce the cost of you getting voucher for your exam. All right, so the info we got from Coursera is that it would not it's not for that purpose. So you still have to pay your $150 for associate and your $200 for advanced stage itself, RPA. All right. Okay, but some persons may just want to see how things are going on with all these platforms, especially Coursera, to expedite your own speed, okay, and your own learning process. We are all adult learners, and we should understand how we relate with concepts, with knowledge, and so whatsoever it's would work best for you, please do. Some persons they will need instructor. Some persons they just need materials like video. Some persons they need a mix of this, and some persons what they just need is they need instructor or a guide by their side to initiate the learning process. Once they pick a few things from such guide, they take it from there and they run with it. They may not need that guide until they are been able to achieve their ultimate goal. So whichever one, whichever category you belong, please do explore all this. You have all that it takes to do that. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen. All right, let me know if my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so we have lesson 2 here, Introduction to UiPath. I may still use these lessons next week. I said I may, depending on the kind of pulse I'm able to get from the audience, the class. So if I feel, okay, it's needful for us to go through this, then we'll go through it. But of course, it will be in a different dimension. All right. So I'm just trying to prepare your minds. All right. So under lesson 2, we have all this. As you have it on your screen, some of which we have done: the UiPath and its products, the robots and their types, studio overview, orchestrator, UiPath installation and updating, the user interface, the features of studio, building the Hello World automation project. All right. Well, if there is any we've not done here, maybe robots and their types, then orchestrator, maybe some aspects of the user interface, and then yeah, what else? Features, okay, and the features of Studio. All right, so let's just run through all this. All right, all right. Yes, needful to say this again that UiPath founded in 2005, so just about 17 years down the line, we have able to go seriously far. All right, and right now they are doing seriously well. Okay, all right. So now the UI part suite, it's actually established on this architecture, 3 legs, I call it: the studio, the orchestrator, the robot. All right. The studio is what I showed to you yesterday, where the environment where we do the dirty jobs. When I say dirty jobs, you understand, like the abattoir, where blood shedding and all those cutting is done, errors are made, they are fine-tuned, things, are put in place, yeah, then, all those stuff. Yeah, all right. Okay, so that's what studio is about. That's where we conduct the design for automation. Okay, doesn't require so much code, though you're still going to use codes. All right. So, but because of the visual oriented package that we have in UiPath Studio, such that we don't have to write all the codes like we have it in normal programming a language like Python and the rest. So this, all you need is the activities, and then you just you arrange your activities the way you want it. And then we have the orchestrator, which helps to control our automations, the ones done in studio, and of course robots does the execution. Okay, and now robots, I have mentioned this in passing when I mentioned that yeah, our customer service using MCN as a case study or as an example. I was I made mention of the fact that all you need to do is to send the customer rep your number, and then every other thing will be fetched out, right? So that's like we'll call that an attended robot that is being put in place, okay, to help the customer rep to do his or her job effectively within the shortest time possible. Okay, so we have robots that are attended and the ones that are not attended. You need to understand this because there are scenarios that will be, that will be drafted around the attended and unattended robots in your exams, and then you have to really say, okay, this is what will work here and this is what will not work here. All right. So, but the main thing is to understand the concepts of unattended and attended robots. All right. So, well, without wasting time on this, we already know what robot does. Okay. Of course, it saves time and then it works by itself. It runs on different applications and make human actions, and it can perform complex calculations. Okay, you can, in a situation, let's assume you are running or your client is running a microfinance or maybe any financial institution kind of, and your client, of course, has people, customers, putting money in, bringing money out, investing, calculating, and all of that. Your robot will do that without you having to do it manually, and it can also help to generate reports seamlessly. Okay, so now back to the types of robots. I said we have the attended robot and the unattended robots. The attended, it operates with human intervention, so you need for the human intervention to like to kickstart the process. You make an input. There is a human intervention or a human presence required to make inputs and before providing commands for the software to work in certain ways. Okay, so that's why it's called attended. Someone has to be present, right, to make the robot to work. It's triggered by user events. All right. All right, so yeah, we have the unattended robots. Yes, that operates without human intervention. That's purely that's a pure robotic system, as in like you don't need any human intervention, nothing. It works by itself from start to finish. Okay, all right. So that's unattended robots. That works in a virtual environment. All right. Okay, so now for attended robots, the way they work, where they run, how they work, everything it's visible to you. You have it in your PDF. Again, let me reiterate this and emphasize it very strongly that the material I'm sharing with you on my screen right now, you have it in PDF as student handbook, so you can access it from the website. Just go to, like for instance, go to lesson 2. Yes, you will find this material there. So as I'm doing my sharing, you can go through what I'm saying, and you even have detailed content in the PDF that is with you. Now, again, I will say that the strategy being adopted here, I will tell you why these materials are being provided much earlier, ahead of even the instructional time. The reason is because there is a teaching strategy called flipped learning, or they call it flipped teaching. Well, whichever way you call it. Now that strategy is simply to flip the classroom. Not the normal thing that runs in a typical classroom is to come and talk, discuss, and like we are doing now. We come, talk, and then people will go. Then you give them assignment, homework, and then they do that, and then they come back, give you their assignment, and then you mark it as done, correct, or whatever. Okay, that's a typical classroom. Well, in a flipped classroom, what you do is the activities your students do at home, you now do them in the class. While the activities you do in class, they'll be to be done at home. So it's just like you are reciprocating a classroom system. All right. So these materials, they are for you to go through them even ahead of class period, and then we just come to class and we do um, some hands-on. Yeah, we expect that will change by next week. We just do some hands-on. If you have people building anything, we can do that collaboratively and then do it together as a class. And in that process, we would have gained some things. Okay, so those are the things that we should be doing at home, but we will not be doing them in the class. And the lecture that we should be doing in the class are the things that you will be doing at home. Okay, so you have to teach yourself, like go through the materials yourself. All right. Okay, so that's by the way. So for unattended robots, the way they work, it's that they are being controlled by orchestrator. All right. All right. Orchestrator does it takes the data in, it executes the codes, it deploys, it monitors how things are being done, the scheduling, like when to run your robot and when not to. Do you want it to run for first 7 days of the month, or do you want it to run at a particular time every 5 minutes? For instance, if you have a robot that is meant to be checking your mails and sending or downloading the attachments in all the mails and keep it in a folder on your system, if that's what you want, how often do you want that to work and operate? That's the work of your that's the work of your orchestrator. It helps to manage things that way. All right, so and of course, that's the bone, the key thing in unattended robots. So studio overview, like I said earlier, that you have done some of these things. Okay, but let's still go through it in case we have some persons in our midst. Right now, please, if you are raising your hands, right now I can't see um, anyone raising his hands. But in case you are raising your hands and I'm not acknowledging it, you can just let me know, or can just make a little quiet corporate sound. Okay, then I will think I will come back to the Teams interface to check. Okay, right now my screen is everything is filled up with PPT, the PowerPoints that I'm sharing with you. All right, and again, please, when you are making such sound to get my attention, you are not permitted to raise your question. I was accused yesterday, and I think Theophilus got me well because he was raising his hands and I was not acknowledging it, except for those who were bringing in their voice, and that's not actually correct. All right, so I apologize again, Theophilus, because he was doing the right thing. I was not. I was not helping in any way, so I apologize for that. All right, so you raise your hand and then I acknowledge you, then you go ahead to speak. Okay, thank you. So back to Studio overview, we have the introduction to Studio. All this you have seen, the visual aspects. You have seen how we brought in message box yesterday. You saw that it was a drag and drop thing, and then you also realize that we did not have to do some serious coding, yeah, to have that, as an output. If you want to do the same in other programming languages, the number of lines that will cost you to do. Okay, so the studio, it's for developing projects, automation projects. All right, so and then the Studio X, I will sometimes mentioned Studio X. The reason why we are not giving Studio X serious attention is it's now it's an environment for business analysts, those that they just want to do very simple automations, like just simple automations. So it's a low code environment. You don't have to do any serious coding. You just use you use what we call use case to do whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's about Studio X. Well, if I feel impressed to show this to us later, in case it will help some persons, you may just want to, I will do that. I will do that. That's Studio X offering for us. Now back to Studio, we have all these are things you have, some of them you have seen it, the productivity, managed dependencies that are shared with you, the code quality, like the workflow analyzer, for instance. If you have put your activities together, and everything, of course, even seem fine. But sometimes when you check with workflow analyzer, it will give you possible places where there are errors. It's not as if it's debugging for you. It will just analyze your work for you. For instance, if you are using an activity and you have not renamed it, it will tell you that you should rename your activity. Why do you need to rename your activity? You may be involved in a complex automation, and of course, the ideal thing is to rename each activity. Like this message box is meant for outputting results, to output, let's say, student results, and then another message box in the same workflow is meant to maybe to output a name. So you need to give each of these things name. So when you fail to do that, your workflow analyzer will help you, will tell you what you have not done well, or even sometimes codes you have not used correctly. It will flag errors. It will tell you you are not using the right thing. Places where you should have used, let's say you should have used, what's it called now? String. We'll get there. If it doesn't sound well with you, like if you are observing that I'm saying some things out of point, just don't worry. We'll get to the same point with time. Yes, but some persons will understand what I'm saying. All right. If at some point you see maybe you used what's it called now? You use string. Yes, use string variable where you ought to use where you ought to use HS2, like you ought to use a digit. Somebody is making has opened up.
Bernard, that's Bernard. Bernard, please mute yourself.
Okay. I'm meeting doing it. Yeah, I've done that now. Okay. Okay. And in due time, I will acknowledge Ezekiel Inkerewu. Sorry, I'll just Ezekiel and Precious. I will acknowledge you in your hands. Okay. So yeah, So that's how workflow analyzer works. It helps to bring bring up issues that could be present in your automation. Okay. Um, Ezekiel, I see your hands up. You want to say something? Ezekiel. Okay, Precious, you want to say something? You have something for me or for us?
Hello, good evening. It's just my first day here.
Good evening.
Okay, then Ezekiel, let me get Ezekiel first, Precious. Ezekiel.
Good evening.
Okay, good evening.
It's my first time here, so everything is somehow new.
It should, since it's your first time. It should, yeah. Okay, but it's good you called my attention to that. You know, it will guide me in the way I also do my things. Yeah, to help me. Okay, thank you for that feedback. Right, and I suppose you are the both type. Some persons may be in the class that this is their first time, but they don't want to disturb the peace of others. They are the quiet type. All right, so I appreciate the two groups, both the quiet and those that are not quiet. All right, so thank you for that. Then, Precious Hayes, I see your hands up too.
Yeah, you know, actually, the reason I raised my hello,
Yes, I can hear you, though the audio, it seems maybe your
yes,
headset or something is generating noise.
no, it's not mine. It's actually somebody unmuted at the background, and this is part of the reason why. You can,
Okay, just go ahead. Don't worry. Go ahead. Let me try
Just mute
to.
everybody.
Now, Victor, since you are done with what you wanted to raise, you can lower your hands. Okay.
Hello?
So I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I can't help. I could not get Precious's input. Victor, I see
yeah,
your hands
hello,
up.
sir.
Okay.
Hello, it's
Okay,
Precious.
Precious.
Actually,
Okay.
I didn't raise up my hand because of maybe a question or something. It's just to try and address this noise behind because it's
Oh,
actually causing some distractions. I don't know if you
okay.
could give the control to someone else that can mute everyone or that can unmute because that will help us a lot.
Okay, I will look into that. Okay, I will look
Because
into that.
I
Yeah.
noticed some people are using two devices, so they are using two devices, so they may be confused which of them
It's
is unmuted and is not.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. That's a good one. Okay. Yeah. Again, I see Dami. Oh, sorry, Victor. Victor.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Victor. I have a question. I came in a little bit late. I want to know because I registered for Solidity and I'm saying RPA. I think I am in the wrong channel or something. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
My
Well.
question is
Well.
about
Okay. I don't want to. Uh. Well, to the best of my knowledge, it was where you registered that actually determined where you found yourself. Because I don't. Yes, because there are different programs. by the same academy, and even there are other programs. Okay, so I want to believe that you possibly registered under RPA. Maybe you wanted Solidity, but you registered under RPA. But then there is no issue about
Dr.
that.
Dean.
You will get. Okay. Mr. Korede, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, great,
So
great.
I want to ask him, did he get any message, any text message?
Yes, I got a text message on Solidity. That was what made me join yesterday. So
Okay, you joined yesterday.
I joined yesterday when the CEO was talking and all that. Stay back. I joined yesterday. I don't know. I just somebody now sent me a link again about it, so I just joined and I saw that it's not Solidity.
Okay, so just maintain the lane of Solidity. The person that sent you the link might have sent you a link for RPA. So because RPA applicants also got some messages leading them to today's class. So you can just stay with the correspondence on Solidity. You're on the
Okay.
right link. Thank you, Dr. Edin.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, actually, I didn't want to put my mouth because I really don't know what is going on at the enrollment portal. And so the manager in charge of enrollment, the one coordinating the enrollment team is Mr. Corley. All right, thank you so much for that assistance for bailing me out. Okay, yeah, I
You're
can
welcome, sir.
see. Yes, thank you, sir. Okay, I can see Dami. Yeah, Dami.
Yes, good evening,
Let me
sir.
just take that. Yeah, okay. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not asking any question. I just want to make a suggestion so as to help us move the class. Right.
Okay.
Those that are just joining, since we already have a recorded video, they can always refer to the video so that you won't have to recapitulate everything you've done in days back.
I get you.
And some who don't get certain things in class can also refer back to the video. Like yesterday when you did this message box,
Okay.
I think I looked away for a while and I didn't know how you got to that activity, but I just followed through everything you did. Then later on, I went to check the YouTube video that was uploaded, and I got everything I needed to get, and still even did some things on my own. So we can always refer to the recorded classes, so it won't draw us back.
All right, that's perfect. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. So I've got good mouthpiece in class. Thank you for bailing me out. All right. So we and of course, if you are objective enough, you can always stick to what Dami said. It's not for any. It's not to enchant anybody or whatever. It's simply a good way to go manage resources, manage many things. So that's okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, you still have your hands raised up. I suppose maybe you've forgotten. All right. So I was I was talking about. Before I moved into other things, I was talking about code quality, talking about putting the workflow analyzer helping you to know and detect possible areas in your automation that could be having issues, all right, and to actually align it with best practice. So that's the job of workflow analyzer, and that's why we are saying that in Studio it offers quality codes, because at the end of the day, if you stick to the recommendations by workflow analyzer, you will actually have a very perfect code. Yeah, that's it. Then we have the extensibility feature of of Studio. All right, like we did when we came in, we're looking at extensions. All right, so we see how these things work. We see how we can use different templates. You are yet to see that. Where at the advanced stage, we'll be looking at what we call the RE framework, that is robotic enterprise framework. You see how such templates, massive and impressive, how it can be, used to do complex things. Okay, then the part of the features of Studio, it's version control. And now, like I mentioned earlier, that you should, and I don't mean today, and I think the first day when we came together, I said you should have an account with either GitLab or GitHub, because down the line class will be in need of this. Okay, these are repositories that could help us. These are repositories that will help us, the development of our software. Pause, to have your program, your software being developed as the main developer, and then you have others from at different hands still working on the same project real time, and making changes, building things together. Okay, version control helps us to handle that. Debugging, breakpoints, call stack, and all these. These are part of the features that we have in Studio. Of course, the reusability. We have libraries. That is what you have done. You can reuse it. Some other projects. All right. What others have done, you can get it from them. You reuse it in some aspect of your own development. Okay. Yeah. Yes, this is not strange to you, but you may also still need information about this to guide others, perhaps. The Studio you have downloaded through the link we sent to you is the community edition. It's for free. Now, we also have the enterprise edition. Okay, so the one with you, just know that is not that's not the best note. It's something that can afford you to develop yourself in the RPA space. All right. The enterprise edition, of course, it comes with you have to pay some money to get that, but you don't bother yourself about even the cost or something. It's okay. It's the community edition. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, the orchestrator aspect of Studio of the UiPath suite. Yes, it helps in controlling your projects. Like I've already said, it helps in managing queues. You see this, it helps in triggering robots. Okay, I have some things to look at. Okay, installation. We have gone beyond this, though some persons are still having issues. Okay, so the ribbon, we have three the ribbon, I'm sorry. We have the three tabs: the home, design, debug. All this, I'm just I'm just running through them. Yeah, running through. I'm running through. These are not strange to you for those of you that were in class first and second day. All right, don't worry, I'll still go through this. So don't be scared. All right. So this is where we have the version control at the home team tab. All right. So let me just fly and fly. You have them already in your handbook. Okay. Okay, all this. Yeah, the interface you are seeing here, it's not the one I have on my system, for instance, but some of us have this interface where we have the recording, this screen scraping, data scraping. All right, you would not see this in another version, though everything is subsumed in what we call app web recorder. Okay. Debug. This is the interface. We have checked this. Okay, I would need to look at the properties panel. I want us to look at properties panel, and then also look at the variables panel. Yeah, that I did not mention to you. All right. Outline panel. You'll see all these. Maybe I'll come back to this. Don't worry. Now, let me get, let me pull up Studio. Matthew. Okay, Matthew, yeah. I can see your hands up.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I just want to ask a few questions.
Okay.
I want to ask that, do we have like a scheme of work and what to cover and what not to cover?
Yes, you have it on the LMS.
Sir?
We have it on the website. I mean.
Okay.
On our website,
so,
yes.
Like, okay, sir. Because I'm a programmer, I'm a software developer, so I want to know, how do I apply this how do I add up my skill? How do I use my skill in this? Is there something that will require my skill, like programming? And because I'm seeing GitHub here, so I don't really know how it relates.
Okay, now let me reconstruct so that we can be on the same page. You are a programmer and you are looking for where to deploy your skills. And right now, from what I'm showing you, it doesn't look like there is a place to pour your skills and all those things you have. But as you looked through the screen, you are seeing things that are related to software development, like you mentioned, GitLab, GitHub, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you are eager to enter into the software development drive, into that space, such that you start developing software. I hope that is what you actually are trying to
raise. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Sir.
All right. Don't worry. Now, since I got it right now, let me say that it's good you are a programmer. Yeah. Now you have a lot of things to do within this 9 weeks thereabout, both associate and advanced advanced combined together. Yeah. The studio I've been showing to you all along, it is an environment where you do your development. Now, once we open it up fully, because you still see us sharing PowerPoint, so everything still looks passive to you. All right, but by the time we open it up, you'll see various things you can do in this environment. It is inexhaustive. I'm serious. So I would, yes. I want to say that yes, don't let this team, don't let this team crash. Keep hitting yourself until this team will still get to the peak. The peak, I believe, the peak, I don't know at what point where you can measure the peak or when it's crashing, but the point is you have a place here and you have a lot of things to do. Yeah, that's just what I'll tell you, sincerely speaking. I don't know what language you are versatile.
Yes, I'm a JavaScript programmer.
Okay, fine, no issue. No, that's a good one. So you have a lot of work to do. There are people that we are not emphasizing even the language you are good at now. But when you get into this, you see a lot of things that you do. Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things. I don't know. I wanted to bring out some scenarios for you and to see what you can start doing to ensure that you keep your vibes, active.
Yes, sir. Today I tried to integrate GitHub with it, and then I did it to some extent, but when I tried to do Git init on it, it gave me an error saying that path was not found. Not
Okay.
found the path. So, and it throws the error, and it was showing the path from my system, the folder and all of that of the project I created, and then trying to do Git init. So that was
So
where
that is all right. That's
I just
good. There is a section that handles that. Yeah. So
okay.
you will have to be patient with us to get to that point. All this that I'm showing you, it's just like you are doing, you are exploring, you are doing tar, you are going through the interface to see all what is going on. We have zebra there, we have lion there. Can you see snake? All manner of. That's what we are doing. So with time,
Okay,
we'll start touching the mouth of zebra and touching the tails of lion.
yes, sir.
All right. I hope
So,
you got.
sir, after the 9, you said 9 weeks.
Yes. First
After the
week
9
for onboarding, 4 weeks for associate, 4 weeks for advanced.
Okay, sir. After the 9 weeks, we need to take the exam and all of that.
You take now. In fact, good you are raising this because some persons may also be new. Sorry, okay. Someone is raising, but let me just. Yes, I know we have talked about this, but I am so conscious of the fact that we may have some new persons here, and because this period still gives us room to do a bit of it. We do a bit of it, we come out, we do a bit of it, we come out. So that's why I want to. Yeah, it's not just that I want to address Matthew. I assume there are other Matthews, you understand, in the class. Okay, yes, you can do your exam next week if you think you are okay. You are okay to do it now. And what should give you that confidence to go for exam and do it? Number one, your readiness. This thing is not it's not difficult to do, and we have materials apart from we have some materials apart from what we are doing here. This instructor-led mode that we are using. We have some other materials elsewhere on UiPath, Coursera that you can use. So if you can go through those things in a matter of 1 week, then the second week you can go for exam, do it, and then you move. So you do associates, you do advanced. That's good for us.
So sir, if I said exactly if I do exactly what you said now, and then I'll come back to you and then to see how you now fit me to work, is it?
You must, okay, all right. Yeah, about working with Grandida. Is that not what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course. Yes, and then you must show interest. I think the period within which you can show your interest, I think it's going to expire next week Thursday. If I'm not right, so okay, yeah. Sorry, I should not be saying this. Our enrollment manager is here. He knows better. The window period for
okay, so
deciding.
the Yeah, because for everyone who came in, there's a form that they would have filled. That form has a place where the question about if they are interested in working with IMAC Academy or Grandida after their 3-month training, they should answer yes or no. So it's there, and we are following those responses. So if they have filled it, we will be following those responses.
The issue is that I did that like last week, but I can't really remember if I filled that
then
form,
just
if I checked.
send a mail to recruitment@iMacAcademy.tech to indicate that you wish to work with Grandida after your training period. So we will check it with what we have in the database. If it's a no in the database, we'll help you change it to yes. If it's a yes, we just have it stay at yes.
Okay, I will just go to iMac Academic website and
No,
navigate, and then
just send an email. Since you have already filled the form, you are in class already, so it means you have filled the form. We have your information in the database already. Just send an email to since you are not sure now, you just need to send an email to recruitment@imacacademy.tech. Recruitment@imacacademy.tech. Just to indicate, you tell us you state your name, the course you registered for, and just state that you wish to work with Grandida after your 3-month training.
Okay, sir. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, you can please lower your hands. Suleiman Gaba. Suleiman Gaba. Okay. Yeah, some person's battery are running down. I am sure you understand what that means. Yes, we're supposed to. Okay, so we just have 2 more minutes and then we observe a short break. Okay. Suleiman Gabal, do you have anything to say before I know what next to do? Okay, then in the absence of that, I want you to open your studio. Can you still see my screen? And what are you seeing?
Yes.
Yes, I want to know what you are saying. Maybe that's what I...
Practical exercise, ABC.
Oh, so...
It's not
He's called following UiPath activities, email and PDF.
Okay. All right, so I need to change.
We have the teacher and the 2 students there.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello.
All right, so while we go on break, when we resume in 10 minutes time, so I would want us to do a class practice, get our studio still in good shape, bring in activities, UiPath resources that could make Excel, email, PDF to work perfectly on our studio. So, all right. So I want us to go on break as agreed. Okay, is that okay by you? It's 8 Nigerian time, 8 p.m. Nigerian time as I speak to you.
When are we coming back?
In 10 minutes time, by 8:10, we should come back. So, meanwhile, if you want to hook up with someone,
yes, hello, can you hear me now?
You are free to do that. Yes, I can hear you.
All
yes,
right, great. I'm new to the Teams app, so I'm sorry. So
Oh, now, please,
my question is,
you know what?
yeah,
Hello?
can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can. Now,
Great.
okay, that's Suleiman Gabal. All right.
Yes, Suleiman. Yeah.
All right. Can you please, in 10 minutes time, when we would have resumed from this short break, to relay whatever you want to
All
say?
right.
Is that okay by
No,
you?
no problem. It's
Oh,
okay. Thank you.
okay, great, great, great. Thank you. So, Ayola Bello, you two have been giving you the opportunity to speak to us when we resume. All right, thank you. All right. Okay, you're welcome, everyone. And how was your short break? Hope it was refreshing. Okay. Yeah. Let me find out to know if you can hear me. I hope nothing has gone wrong between the time I went off and now.
Hear you.
So if you can hear me, kindly
Can hear
feedback.
you,
Oh,
sir.
great.
Prof, you're loud
Okay,
and clear, sir.
thank you. Great.
Welcome back from break.
Great. Thank you. All right. And I think I wanted us to do a little thing, something that it could be a way of preparing our studio, putting it in good shape towards um, when serious work would start. All right. Now, some persons are already having issues running programs successfully. It could be because they have not put some things in shape, in place. Okay. Let me open Windows instead. Screen. All right, so this is what you are meant to do to install the following UiPath activity packages. All right, how do we achieve that? Yeah. No, not yet. Let me end this. Okay, all right. I want to believe you can still see my screen. Okay, so you go to manage packages. If you have your system with few, which I expected that you should have, your systems are on so that we can move together. If you type in, as you can type in UiPath .excel, and you come here, you install. You see a place where you can install, a button that will tell you to install. Then click on the button and come to save. So when you do that, that means you have packages, packages that are tailored around Excel will run smoothly. All right, so there is you have already provided an environment for Excel related automations to work. So you do the same thing for PDF. You do the same thing for email. All right. I want to believe we are doing that. Are we doing that already, or we have done it? If we are doing that right now, can you please feed me back that yes, I'm doing it. You are doing it now. Okay. Are you getting the results that you're expected to get?
When I
Okay.
search for PDF, it's not
Okay.
showing me empty. Like there's no file coming up, nothing to install, no
Like,
package found.
did you come to all packages?
Okay.
Come to all packages. Have you tried it? Have you seen it now?
Yes, Prof.
Great. Okay. That's solved. So you can do the same thing for PDF, for Excel, for email. All right. That aspect is settled. Okay. Do we have anyone having issues or challenges getting this done? I didn't get. I had a lady's voice, but it wasn't audible enough. Oh, it looks like you are talking from a very far distance.
I feel I still have issues. When you keep saying restoring dependency.
Oh, you are having issues installing those packages? Okay, so we have just few more minutes to do that.
Sorry, sir. Please, Mr. Chigo's, okay, should please mute your mic, please.
Please, can you repeat the installation process? Please, sir, can you repeat the installation process?
I see your hands up. Meanwhile, there is a question that what packages, the packages are Excel, PDF, and email. Okay. Those are the packages we are installing. You go to manage packages, you go to all packages, then you type in the package you want to install, and then you click on it, you click on install, you click on save. All right. Okay, then Temitayo Inde.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, all right. Yeah, good evening.
Sorry, your voice is keeping as though cut and dry. I don't know whether it's from my end or from your end. Can you please fix that? I don't know.
Okay, it seems my voice is it's fluctuating. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, keeping as though it's breaking.
Really?
Cut and dry.
Okay.
That's something I couldn't hear the middle, then I hear the end. I don't know
Really?
whether it's from
Okay.
my end or from
All right. Can someone else help to confirm this if it's from my side or internet from his side? Is my voice clear? Is it fluctuating?
Yes,
Clear.
sir. We are audible enough, sir.
It's very clear, sir.
Very clear.
From
Oh,
his
great.
end.
It could be. It's then we can. I hypothesize that it's from your hands. Yeah, it could be the internet bandwidth at your hand. Yeah, that could be the reason. Thank you, Bernard. Okay. The pressure says. Pressure says.
Sorry, for the email, I don't know. I'm not seeing the UiPath email. I don't know if it's my system or if anyone is experiencing same.
Okay, let's check it.
For the email.
Check for his
the
mail.
packages, the email.
Check for mail, not email.
All right, this is it. We have UiPath.mail.activities.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let me do that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I want to assume that that is settled. Yes, I want to assume that is settled. So let's move. Yeah, the other time, yeah, I think while we looked at this in studying extensions, so we have talked about this even before we came into class. What else? Okay. I've installed UiPath browser extensions. I want to believe. All right. Yeah. I want us to look at some interface on the Yeah, I'm moving backwards. I remember I came to this point. I've talked about the activities panel and the other activities, other panels, and what they do. I have not talked about them. So let me just quickly talk about this. Right, so this is no more PowerPoint. This is the real studio. Okay, so I haven't talked about we've talked about the activities panel, the project panel, where we have our dependencies and the files that contain our codes. And then again, we've not said anything about properties so much. Just for you to see what properties panel does. That's where you see the properties of the activity, a particular selected activity you are working on. Now for message box, now if you check through this, you see inputs, you see this, you see the output, you see what the input does. Okay, but all of this we don't have much issue until we get to some certain points. Now, for the text, which is a string, yeah. Which is okay. So we have this done yesterday. Okay, so we have two options of imputing data into the entry field of the message box. You can do it from the designer panel, and you can do it from the property panel. These are potential points where questions could come out from. They may ask that, okay, you want to make, you are a developer, you want to make inputs, you want to feed your activity with some data, that what options do you have? Okay, they just such question is just looking for, wants to know if you are versatile with your studio, with the studio environment. That's why the question, if it will be MCQ and how it's going to bring out the practicality of this kind of training, and how it will be assessed. That's how it will be assessed. It will check your understanding of how much you know about the studio environment and how it works. Okay. All right. Okay, let's talk about variables panel here. You see variables just down here. Variables panel, argument, import. Now for variables, a lot is here. You discover that it's telling you select an activity to set variable scope. The reason why you are getting this is because no activity has been selected. The moment you click on an activity, let's say message box, all right, so you can now set up some variables here. And what are the things you need to know? There are 4 basic things that are under variables panel. That is the name, where you create the name, the variable type, the scope, and the default. All right. So you here the name, it's where you create the variable. Now variable is just like any container that can accept values that can change with time. Okay, that's when you impute this, you still can impute other things. So it's a bucket that can contain different values. all right, depending on the user input. So yeah, now in naming your variable, you need to, there are some things you need to put in place, like it should not be too lengthy so that you can really understand what you are putting in place. For instance, maybe the variable you want to put here is maybe name. Let's say it's name of machine. Just say name of machine, and then you decide to say name of. No, you may not need to go to this extent. Who has that time? Yeah, you may not have to. You may just, all you may need to just do is just look for a way of capturing name machine. That has captured the name of machine, something like that. And if it is a data, a figure where you need to, I mean, a numerical data, then you may just call it maybe data result, something that is, it's a data, it's a data, and then it's about results. All right, then in creating your name, you don't put space. This is very important. Data, data space result. All right. I hope you can see the error is throwing. Can you see it? So it's saying giving name DT, that is the name I gave to it, is not a valid variable name. Variable names can only contain letters, digits, and of course the code character. Certain reserved words cannot be used. Okay, so that's why particular about naming, even how the names you give to your variables. It's very important. It's a little it's okay. It's a little aspect of variables operations, but it's very, very, very vital. Very, 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 very vital. So no space is allowed, and of course you should put it in a format that you can understand and that co-developers too can understand. Don't forget this: your software development, especially when it is complex, will not just be about you. You may not just be able to do everything. So others should be able to understand what the understand the description you are giving to your variable. So the name tag for every variable is meant to describe that variable. Now I move to variable type. Variable type, we have we have can you still hear me? Hello, can you still hear me? Hello, can you
Yes,
hear
we
me?
can. We can.
Great.
Can hear you, sir.
Okay, we have inset. Okay,
We can hear you.
you have. Oh, great. Okay, so the intent too is about numerical data. What you want to impute all this integer. Of course, in other programs, we have some policies for um, what numerical data to impute, and so, but this is the way UiPath Studio is presenting it. Anything that relates to numerical data comes into int32. The int stands for integer, and of course, looking at 32 bits, some of us may understand all this, why it is 32 bit. Okay, then we have the boolean. The boolean is like a true or false thing. If it's not true, it's false. If it's not false, it's true. Okay, all right. So we have this string. That's the text-based data. That all these hello, this is my first birth. Okay, those are strings. We have the object, we have the system.data table, we have the array of T, we have now let me go for let's look at array of T a bit. Array of T is handling Okay, it could be list of string, or it could be list of numerical data, I mean figures. Okay, so we also have others. It's a whole lot of package. Looking at this, for instance, if you want the variable type that pertains to time, you can come to time. You can type time here and search for and search for type, variable type that applies to time. So checking through all this, you see time edit box. Maybe that's a time span. Let's say you want to. All right, this is a time span converter. Like you want to know the time it is in a particular climb, and what it will be in another climb. Maybe what you are developing pertains to this. So you can bring in this.
Hello, sir.
Any of this. Hello?
Can you please go back 1 minute? Can you please go back 1 minute, please?
Okay. Back to this place. There, I was talking about variable type. Now, this is variable panel, and then we have there are four essentially under variables panel. We have 4 sections. All right, that detailed what variables should be. Okay, we have the name. This is the aspect that describes the variable itself. Okay, it's just a name giving tool. Okay, for your variable. That's all. It gives your variable name. That's all. Then the variable type is a key aspect. That's like, is it a string? Is it a text base? Is it a numerical data like age, height? Is it something that pertains to time? That's another thing. Okay, so that's what variable type. Variable type. It's handling. So I came to browse for types because you cannot have the whole list here. That's why I came to browse for types. You can have. So I just put in a time at the other time. You can search for other variable types that you may need. All right, like I said, practice. We determine what to use and what not to use. So if you think what you need, it's under data, you check for it, type in data. If it's under sometimes system. Okay. All right, so you have, and you can drop this and still see other things. I'm just for you to see the things that are in UiPath Studio. That's why I'm going through all this. Okay. People like Matthew, you can see all where to throw your energies and your steam. Where you can put them. You have a lot of things you can do. A lot. Okay. Now that's about variable type. Okay. About sequence. We are passing by sequence. Sorry, I mean scope. Sorry. Now, scope is the third aspect in variables panel. What does scope? What does it handle? Scope is to tell you what this variable that you are giving name to, and this variable itself, the aspect it is meant to cover. Is it to be localized or to be made global? And I will explain what I mean. Let me bring in an activity. I will just call it. Okay, I have a sign here. Let me call it assign. Now, this is another activity. I will probably even use this to do something. Okay. All right. This is an activity. I can set my data, the variable type. I mean the variable. I can set it to only operate within assign, or operate within message box, or globalize it to operate in the entire sequence. I don't know if you are trying to get that. So for instance, you say what? All right.
Please repeat on that.
Okay. All right. So now this variable, as it were, it's operating under the entire sequence. That's why you have the scope under sequence. We'll get to some workflows with time when you will see again how this thing how it works. You can set your variable you can restrict it to some activities, to an activity, or you can make it global such that it's actually under this container, the entire sequence. So that means that anywhere within this container where your variable is required, you can pull it, you can call for it. Okay, but if you have your variable within, let's say within assign, let's say within message box, you have restricted it to. I'm just using this for as an example anyway. Now you would not be able to call it. You will not be able to call it forth whenever you have to do. Whenever you have to do something global. All right. Yeah, John, aware, I see your hands up.
It's been a while, sir. I wanted to ask
sorry.
something.
Oh, can you imagine that? Yeah, and can you still recall? Yes, that even reminds me. There were some two persons I promised to grant audience to when we are back from break. I can't recall their names now, except if I see those names. Two persons. Yeah, Abdullahi Abubakar. Okay, yeah, I remember Suleiman now. Well, Abdullahi Abubakar, you can come in. Abdullahi, let me hear what you have to say. Abdullahi. Okay. Why is it finding it difficult to come in? Suleiman Gabar.
Yes, it's Suleiman. I wanted to ask about getting the YouTube links for the previous classes in the last 2 days, but I'm glad that I got it on the Telegram group of this program. So I'm okay. Thank you.
Great, and ensure you subscribe to that channel. You click on the subscribe button.
Okay, I have already done that.
You've done that. Great. You have done a good work. Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, now so you can lower your hands then. I know that those issues have been handled. All right, so now, all right, so I was just trying to talk about scope, what it's meant to do. Yeah, what it's meant to do when you are setting up variables. Isaac Oluwashim. Isaac Oluwashim, yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I wanted to know, because if there was a Telegram for this because any Telegram link to UiPath. A Telegram group created for it. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Is there a Telegram? Yes, I heard you. Yes, so Mr. Korede, you are the one to answer this.
Yes. Okay. I'll try and get the link and post it on the chat box now. Yes, there's a Telegram group. We already sent out the link to that. So I'll get the link and send it to the chat box. You can check from the chat box.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so you can lower your hands, Isaac Oluwasho. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so so that's about scope. Yeah, about default. This is where you enter expression. Now, once you enter your expressions here, it restricts you to whatever has been entered into this field. Okay, so you may not be able to, it may not become something that user can alter. So it means that whatever is here is what the program will run with. All right, just keep all these things. Now I have this assign activity. What do I want to do? Please, I am still trying to make you salivate. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I have not really done anything. Like Matthew, I want him to salivate to the point that it will become very obvious that something is dropping from his mouth. Okay, on that, just on a light note.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Sir, I want to find out where the lesson 1 was posted.
YouTube or
no,
website?
Not the video, the notes.
Yeah, the notes. Let me pull it out and solve this once and for all. I'm going to restore this. I go straight there.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Turn it off. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Okay, come in. Let me check it. I want to check. Yes, okay. Who is that? I can hear you.
Me, you be careful.
You say what?
Yeah, I can't see the chat box. I uploaded the lesson 1.
You cannot see the chat box?
Yes, I wanted to share the link to the lesson 1. I uploaded it to my Google Drive.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you cannot see the chat box to do that.
The chat box, yes.
Oh, it's there now. Okay, but can you all see my screen? Okay, so
yes, sir.
All right. Let's lesson 1 should be here. Let me check. Lesson 1. This is a video. This should be books. Lesson.
Hello, can you hear me?
Let me check. I'm coming. Yeah, is that still? Oh no, I'm not editing.
Yes. That is fair.
Yes, is that still a quick favor?
Yes.
Okay.
That one titled Must Watch. That is the lesson 1, not this one. You can go back. That one the title Must Watch in PDF format.
That's what is confusing. Oh, this is a PDF.
Yeah, that must work.
That is, thank you, Favor. That's the confusing, the wrong title was given to. That's it. Do you get that, John Away? Did you get that
I don't not have an issue with that.
I asked the question, sir.
Oh, sorry. All right then. Yeah, sorry.
I wanted to ask something else.
Okay,
That's
so
why
it was all right. It was someone else. Okay, but I think it's the must watch. Is the titling? I'll fix it. That's what it's getting. Even myself, it's getting me off course because it looks like a video document. Except if you are so keen, that's when you see that it's a PDF. All right. Oh, that will be handled. All right, John, away. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, I wanted explain that scope better.
That what?
I didn't really get the scope on that variable.
Okay, scope. Okay, the scope. Yeah. Okay, I will try to, but some. Okay, I will try to. Don't worry. I will try to. I will try to. I will. It's better we do that. It's not. Since I want to salivate, so I can put all the ingredients, even if it is even if it's too much. Put everything together. But I hope it will not run your tummy. Okay. Let me bring in something else, and I just hope it will not also generate more questions. Yeah, I hope it will not generate more questions. But for the sake and for the purpose of class demonstration and that's okay. That's why I'm doing this. So I've brought in another activity. Let me do another one. After this, then let there be sign activity. I think I should be able to do the demonstration with this now. I will name this activity I will come back to this. Definitely, I have to. The naming, renaming, and the rest. So, but for the purpose of XYZ. This sequence is another sequence. Let me name this ABC. Let me name this I want to name this FGH. And let me see how this thing is now. I want want to see the scope of it. Okay. What I want to do is to have this out. I'm renaming this again. Let me create a variable for on that sequence. Call it name. Great. Let me create another one. Everything is still within this sequence. I will get to an activity that will help me do that. Just let me remove this. And then seamlessly, you will see how the scope, how it works. Okay. So I've deleted all that I wanted to. Okay, now you see how it works. Now, let me work with this to bring out some things. Let's just with this input dialog activity. We call the dialog title. We call it name. And then input label. So what is your name? And then the input type, we leave it as text box. Value entered. Let's call it name. You can either create a variable here or you create it from the variables panel. Let's give it name. Okay. All right. So let's bring in an assign activity. Let's call this results. This is
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm a bit lost.
Okay, don't worry. You'll get it well. This is you'll get it. You'll get it back. Don't worry. There is something that I just want to show you. All right. But let's call this. Actually, that was why I did not want to go to this extent. But I'll just do a brief one and then I'll come out of it. Your results. Okay, let me say you got 70%. Right. Let me leave it at that. Okay, there's another O here. Why is it flagging this for me? It's okay, I've not created it. It should be. Then the message box was used yesterday. Let's see the way it works. That's what we want to use to output. At least you still know about message box. All right. Yesterday we said we simply say, hello, this is my first bot or something. So here we can just say name, dear, don't worry, you will get it back. Dear name plus name. Okay, then plus results. This result has not been. Your okay results string and the result here. Okay, I've cleared all the. All right, so now this is just at least you still remember this message. It's meant to output something. So what I have just put up here is something that can ask your question. Ask for your name and give you your results. Okay, now I want to rename my sequence. That's a practice that we must do. And I name it sequence. I give it result provider. Result provider. That's the name of this this workflow. All right. In it, you are going to input your name. That's a variable, and then it will give you your result. So let me just run this, and let's see what comes out of it. Hoping that it will make sense. Okay, what is your name? My name is Ebenezer. Name is Ebenezer. I can include everything. Okay, so it says, dear Ebenezer Obideyi and dear Ebenezer Obideyi, you got 70%. All right. Now just look at this. The message box is the one outputting this. Dear Ebenezer Obideyi, you got this. Just note all this. Okay. Now, what we have in the message box is there in form of string. That's why it's being quoted. Okay. And then you have this variable called name, and this is it. Then you have this result. It's another variable. This is it. Now, this result, it's a string variable. And why? Because here, where I assigned result, I already quoted it. All right, I put it within a quotation. Okay. All right, that's what makes it a string. All right, now, of course, this is the dialog box. that is asking for my name. This name, this one here, dialog title, that's what you just see. That's like to describe that dialog box. And then this is the question. And this is the place where I was asked to impute my name. Sorry, this is the input type. We have it in multiple choice too. Then we have the value entered. This is the variable, the place where you impute whatever you want. Okay, so if you impute another name, so it's another name is going to output. It's another name, the message box we output. So what the message box does is simply to put all this together. Now, just hold on. Just hold on. Let me check for if all this scope thing I can now see it here. I can see result provider here. Okay. Let me see if okay, it's still, yeah. So John, I won't answer your question. Yes, but the other demonstration that borders on variables, variable type, it's what I'm bringing out from here. So we have the string. Okay, good. I was clicking it wasn't clicking because no activity was clicked. All right, so but the moment I click this, then I can now decide to, I will have the variables panel in optimum view. Okay, so for instance, if my name, I decided to make it another variable, just to show you what the variable type is, int32, it's going to flag error. Look at it. It's telling me that something is wrong somewhere. Okay, look at it. Something is wrong because, of course, there was problem with this variable in the variable type. All right, so it's not going to take it. It's not going to take this name, except if I'm simply, what I'm going to impute here is going to be it's going to be in numerical form. Let me see, name. I don't want to go into, let me just, don't let me go too deep into this. All right, so but the point, you have seen the way, you have seen the various variable types that we have, and how it operates, what it means. Okay. All right, now I went through all this for you to see the environment. Now for dialogue, input dialogue, because I was going to talk about properties, when you click on this activity called input dialogue, the properties panel comes up for input dialogue, and here you see asking if you want to include password, if looking at the label, what is your name? Yeah.
Sir, please, I have to cut you, sir.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to follow what you are doing. So
Okay.
I was thinking that you should explain to us how you connected the flow. Just show us how, because I know you made some adjustments. So, and I think I'm not getting it. Your sequence was 2 before it became 1. So maybe you removed something. So just show us how you connected the activities, the workload. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now you have, let me completely. Yeah, we are in class, so.
All right, Eric is talking about the input dialogue.
Okay, so you are familiar with this. Someone is talking. Oh, I have sorry, Isaac Oluwaseun. Yeah, Isaac Oluwaseun, you can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me, sir?
Okay, the noise was from you. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Okay. When you the result came up, when you initiated the command and you placed your input, the name and the stuff, and it brought the notification of the output, I was gonna ask a question. Why is there no space within the command and the input you gave to it? Because I saw there was no space in there.
Okay, no, that was simply that was simply from me. It was it means that I did not put space where I should put space within the workflow. Do you get?
Okay.
It's not there is any issue. There is any problem with studio? No, there is no problem with the studio. It simply means that I should have, like, if I look at it properly, there, then plus name plus, okay. So where I should have, like, okay, for instance,
It's
okay,
after
here.
the dear, sir.
Yeah, yes, after the there, I should have put space. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that was what happened. That was what happened, essentially. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so with this little stuff, yes, I believe and I think we can just decide to cruise. For some of us, please take notes. And I'm not what I've done now, I'm not taking it as though I've accomplished what I should do. I'm simply still taking you. It's still part of onboarding. So you will definitely see me come back to this and we'll look at it together and do more things. Do you understand? Yeah, who is that? Okay, please, before Amarachi, I think Abdullahi had earlier raised his hand. Please, yeah, Amarachi, sorry, Abdullahi.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
I'm with you.
So, in the assign. Can you go back to the design panel, please?
I have to undo because I've deleted all those.
Okay. In the assign, I can see there is an equality sign. Did you input it or is there by default?
Yeah, it has sign.
Yes. The equality sign there. The result equality sign. Then you got 70%. The equality sign, is it there by default?
Yes, by default. It's saying that, you know, what we have is to. That is, what are you assigning
to results?
To this place, to results.
Yes.
And it is this variable is the name. It's a variable called results. And what I have in it is this VB expression called.
So that is to say, whenever I'm doing all this, I have to define my variables first.
Yes, sure. Again, listen very well. You can create your variable. It's a good thing you are asking this question because it's a question on its own. Yes. You can create your variables from either variables panel, this place,
yes,
or you can create it from the designer panel, or you can even create it from the properties panel, making 3 options.
To define my variables.
To create your variables. To create your variables. I put it that way. To create your variables. Right. So if you now need to adjust certain things, of course that's when you now need your variables panel. But to create I'm emphasizing create. To create your variables, you can do it from these 3 options: from the variables panel, from the designer panel, or from the properties panel.
Okay. I think I will choose the variables panel now. It's more straightforward.
Yeah, don't worry. You can use any. That's the truth. With time, you will see that you can use any. As flex, just decide to use any of these that you like. So it's up to you.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
you're welcome. Yes.
So my question.
Okay. Yes, Amarachi.
Yeah, sorry. So please, I want to know how can you remove an activity which you have already dragged in the
You just click on that activity and press delete on your keyboard. That's all.
okay.
As in
Right
just a
click.
normal.
Right click on
Just no, not
activity.
right click. Just click it and delete.
Okay. Yeah, I've gotten it.
Do you get?
Okay,
Yes.
press delete.
And you can also right click and press delete, but that's a long thing.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I think.
Okay. Now, certainly, to be truthful and to be candid with you, some persons are not with us. I'm a teacher and I know what I'm talking about. All right. But please, for those of you that you are not yet with us,
Yeah.
feel real. Just don't bother yourself. You can go through the video as suggested earlier. But again, we are still going to touch all these aspects, yeah, in later times. Is that okay? So don't be disturbed. What you need right now is to understand the environment, to know, permit me, to know where your spoons, your gas cooker, and so that nothing will be strange. So that if you need to cook, you know where to go to cook, and the kind of delicacy you want to do, you know where to go. That's why I'm just introducing you to the house, to the environment called UiPath Studio. All right. So
okay. Sir, I don't know the function of that name2, of the name2 variable.
Very good. I like this question. I like this question. I like it. I like it. Because while I was demonstrating, I had it in mind to tell you something about name2. Now look at it. This name2, and we never used name2 all through our workflow. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for every unused variable, so you just come to this place. Can you see? You come to this menu. Can you see remove unused variable?
Yes, sir.
Beside UI Explorer. Okay, so just click remove unused variables. So all the variables that you created and you never used in your workflow, it will remove them. Can I go ahead to do that now? Okay,
yes,
let's see if it will give us that kind of result. I've clicked on it. So let me come back to variables and see if it will still be there. Is it there? It's gone. Do you get that? Okay. So that is what remove unused variables will help you to handle.
Sorry, one more question, sir.
Okay.
Sir, how did you bring back your workflow? I thought you deleted them.
Yes, I did Control Z. That's what I did. Control Z, Control Z.
And all of the workflow will come back.
Yes.
All right, yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I need more questions.
Hello, sir.
Okay, Jay.
Hello?
Okay, Jay. I don't know the right pronunciation. It permits me. I'm using my Yoruba tongue to. All right. So. All right. So you can lower your hands. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Someone wanted to. All right. Someone wanted to say something. I didn't get that. Okay, Fatai. Okay, what's going on? Okay, go ahead, Fatai.
I'm only having under my systems, I'm only having assign and message board. So I don't know how you come about the remaining orders in our system. So please, I don't know if you can come. I'm only having assign and message board. So I don't know how you get the other system.
Okay, I guess you are talking about the input dialog.
Yes, the input dialog.
Yes, go to your activities.
Okay.
Yeah, go to activities and type here. Erase this and type input dialog.
All right.
That's where I got that from.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a lady's voice I heard.
Yes, I wanted to ask how you managed to. Hello? Please, can I see your studio
Okay.
interface? Okay. This name variable and the scope default and others. How do you manage to drag those ones from
I'm trying to locate. Yeah, what do you call it now?
the name where you put the variables and the scope default
Okay.
and all?
Variables panel.
Yeah. Where did you? Is it from the activity?
Okay, variables panel is the first thing you do is you select your activity, you bring it from the activities panel, you bring it to designer panel, you click on it on that activity. Because if you don't click on any activity, you won't be able to set variable at all. Do you get?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you click an activity, you can click the global, you can click the sequence, the main sequence that hosts all the activities.
Okay.
Okay. Then you create variable, and so.
I'm working. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Good evening, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir. I have question. I've raised my hand.
Oh, sorry. Lucky.
So that at least so that one can be salivating. That's what and that's so you don't get similar.
Okay.
So let's so from I picked
Good
something
evening, sir.
from what you were saying that you did. You press Control Z, that is a Control Z to undo. So this one will now lead to a question. That means we have some shortcut functional keys that one can easily use to avoid long, all those long delay of clicking on different logballs before you get what you want.
Yeah. Very well.
Okay.
There are shortcuts.
Okay.
I'm trying to get you the check the manual with you. You see this.
The shortcuts are in the manual. Lesson 2.
Can you see this?
Very, very.
All right. Can you see all this?
Time management and rest of
If you check that PDF,
yes,
that
it's
student
inside the lesson 2 manual.
Yeah, that's it.
That's great. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm here.
Sorry, this is Abdullah.
It's like there are two persons now. Let me confirm and know who I'm acknowledging. Yeah, Lucky, you can lower your hands. I can see John Ogi Diolu.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Sorry to divert a little bit. I can log into my orchestrator. And then I was the one who asked the question about Excel yesterday. Typing Excel, my activity, and nothing coming up. The error still persists through. Nothing is showing.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm thinking of what could be wrong, and you have it in your dependencies.
Yes,
and
sir.
It's still bringing. Yeah, I to be candid with you, as I speak to you right now, nothing is coming to my head.
Okay, sir.
As I speak to you, not right now. As I speak to you, I'm trying to look at possible reasons that could explain this occurrence, but nothing is coming to mind, because if you have updated your Excel package and still giving you issues, you have gone to manage, that's going to the project panel, and it's not bringing any problem, as though you have problem with your package. Then so those are parts that you could explore to manage your packages. But right now, I don't know what else could be responsible, and I don't want to encourage you to uninstall, because if you come across another problem, will you uninstall and install again? That may not be too late. So we have to explore all the possible options before we sort to that.
Okay, sir.
Excel. Let me check this. Yeah, coming. Not
Can I say something?
Oh, why not? If not, you can.
Excel is not in Studio. It's in the other one, Excel Plus, Studio Plus.
Studio X.
Yeah, Studio X. That's where you find Excel.
You mean as extension?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, because it's being used as use case. The problem is bringing to the table right now. Okay. If I don't know right now, I cannot. Sincerely, I'm helpless in really sorting this out. Yeah. Yes. Hello.
Why not he try deleting it from the dependencies? If you can delete from dependency and then try adding again.
Uninstall. Okay, let's try
Yes.
that now, Abi.
No, hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Do you get that, John?
Which?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Which
You said
office
which
is he using?
office? I don't think it's about office now. What's up? Okay, which office are you using? Okay, let's find out because I don't see anyone using office that is that old. Which office are you using, John? Oh, sorry, is it John? Yeah. Now what?
Okay, sir, done that. Nothing is coming up. It's still that stuff. It's not doing.
Okay, what?
Yeah, which office are you using? That's the question. Your
Like lower version can also cause the search.
Okay, sir.
Or a higher version has more features.
Okay, which office are you using?
What version are you recommend? What version are you recommending for me, sir?
Use
Anything from 20.
16.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, yeah. Let's just explore that and let's see what it will do. The result we'll get from that. Okay. If that does not work, then you come to the project panel, then you come to remove dependency, then you go back to manage packages, or maybe you try this first before you try the other one that has to do with version of Excel. Yeah, this one is faster, and you can check and then yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'm trying to scout if other instructions that I need to pass across to you. Mr. Korede, are you still with us? Wow, I have hands up. Mr. Korede, are you still with us? Okay, yeah, I'll start from. I've not had Rachel speak today. Rachel.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, so I'll be having orchestral connection and the rest. Mine is showing not connected. Am I supposed to be connected? Like, am I supposed to connect my orchestrator? I'm there yet.
What's it called now? Your orchestrator is saying not connected.
Not connected. And people keep saying theirs is not connected. I'm not aware I'm supposed to connect mine. But I can follow along with whatever you've been doing.
Now, you just go to the UiPath website, the orchestrator account, and sign out. That's what I will.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sign out. Just sign out.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
So, I still have Lucky.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sorry,
Yes, Lucky. Oh, okay.
So,
You are not saying.
I didn't disturb you.
Then all right, Abdullahi.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Abdullahi. Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, I'm here.
You raised your hand.
Yeah, all right. So I wanted to ask a question. I can see all this. The most important thing we need to hold, or the most important tool is our activities. We need to know the activities. We need to know each tool, as in how to use it and when to use it.
Sure.
Yeah, my question here is: do you have any platform or any book or that we can study these activities? It's written there. The most important activities are being labeled out and their use is being stated there, so that we can just go ahead and just study.
I will still refer you to the student handbook with you. Have you downloaded it?
Yes.
Have you gone through it, or are you going through it?
Yeah, I'm going through it, but I've not gotten to the activities side.
All right. So when you go further, you see some aspects where we have to do classroom exercise and some practice, some things which you are to practice as a team. So, and then the steps are there. You have the steps there also.
All right.
Yes, bring this one, bring that one, and all of that, and then so.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
So now I've not had Ephraim talk, though I see Isaac. Okay, Isaac, please go ahead.
Yes, please. You made mention of students, and I would just like to know where to get the link so as to access
from the website.
Handbook. Okay. Thank
Yes,
you.
from the website. It's a PDF material. Yes, Ephraim Samuel.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Actually, somebody raised an issue about orchestrator signing in and all that. I've been having that issue for a very long time, but I felt that probably because we are using this community account.
Okay.
That's why. So, but I think with this information I'm receiving now, it means that even with the community account, I'm supposed to be able to sign into Orchestrator. So if it's possible, I would like to know how, please.
Yeah, once you go to your orchestrator, it will provide you prompts on you signing in. Yeah, then another thing that I have discovered that could be generating error is when you have too many accounts. When you have too many accounts, then it also brings that kind of issue. With time, your device that you will be reading, orchestrator itself, it's like it's like a server. It will read that this device is connected, then or this account is connected, then later it will read another one, and so that's why the first thing I tell people is just go and sign out. All those things you have signed in, and just go and sign out first, so that your studio is not connected. Your studio can be on its own and can act as a studio. All right, but when the conflict already with the orchestrator, then because your studio is also connected between.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yeah.
What if we don't have an orchestration account?
And you are still having the same error?
Yeah, it is telling me offline in my orchestrator.
That you are offline.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, can you send your screen, what's it called now? Your studio, send it again.
Okay, sir.
All right. Then I see Fatai still raising his hands again.
Okay, sir. Please, I just want to know, can we still invite a friend who is interested in this program for this software that will register? Is this still possible, sir?
Your voice is muffled, but what I'm trying to get from what you said is if you can invite a friend. I'm not sure if that was that's what I heard. If you can say I invite a friend, is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said, sir.
Oh, yeah, yes. Why? Now the class is open. The class is open like it's open like I don't know. It's open like Third Mainland Bridge. You get it. There is no gates. The reason why there is no gate is you can check the YouTube materials, whether it's from iMac or it's from other places. Come join the class, and then you see where to hook up and where to join, and then you start moving. All right. So there is no restriction to that. Since we have made the class free, why should we again um, set restrictions as to um, attendance or something? Initially, we were going to use attendance as a yardstick because we know that things that are like this, people can abuse it. Like we just come in at will, and but again, because of we had to use design thinking model to approach this work, to always do review and review all over and all over. So we came to the point that okay, since students can even pass without let me say without us, without those materials and all of that, then let's remove the issue of attendance. Let people just do things. And by the experiences we have had, like the last batch, I had I had a student who she was in the she was at this NYC camp, so she can't join us at 7 to 10 all those odd hours. So what she does is when we are done, she will go back through the back door and then watch what we are doing. That was how she was, joining the class. So how do we mark attendance for that kind of person? She's really present, but not real time. All right. So I'm just trying to tell you that your friend can come in anytime he or she wants. The door is open. Yeah. But like we have agreed, once you come in, of course, if you are asking questions that could take us back to the very grassroots, then we'll just refer you to, where you should go to so that you can catch up with us. Okay, so I have Rahim Olalikon. Yes, Rahim Olalikon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I tried to run this variable on my hand there, but I'm getting some error messages. Like I didn't get the results like you showed us on your screen the other time.
Okay. Like you can share your screen, please do. We may end the class on that note. Huh?
I don't think I can, sir. It's saying it's only the organizers and presenters that can share.
Oh.
I have this sequence just like you have it on your own screen, and I tried running it. It's bringing some sort of error code.
Okay, send screenshot what you have and send to the chat box.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
I've refused to call me, sir.
Who is that? Is that John?
Yes.
You are pink mailing me. I've refused to call you.
my hand has enough things to do
But it's
for
not.
each other.
But then it's not your hands now. It's a virtual hands. Is it paining you? Okay. Yes. Why we are expecting something from from Rahim? Okay, John.
Obviously.
Yeah, John. Don't worry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
hello, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I mean, I'm trying to follow what you do. I'm trying to mimic what you do, but I'm getting error. This error, and I don't know why. I did exactly what you did, but
Really.
I'm still getting that error.
You two send your screenshot. Yeah. Let's analyze it together as a class.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, how can I send the PC? I've tried to snap it and I can't see the option of sending it from it.
Yeah. Now you can. You don't need to snap it with your mobile device. It will distort the image. What you
No,
do
I
is
actually did it with my snipe on my PC.
you say what?
I said I actually snipe it, like screen snipe on my PC,
Oh,
but I can't find the option of sending it from it.
Once you snipe it, just control V on the chat box.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't get you.
Since you have done sniping, you have used sniping tool, just come to the chat box, place your cursor there, and Control V.
Okay. Okay, sir.
And send it. Don't forget to send it.
Okay.
Press enter.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Sent my,
yes, Lucky.
Okay, I'm telling you that it has displayed.
It has displayed.
Yes, I pointed to what do they call it? This icon at activity pin called video options, and I clicked it, and I make sure I marked show classic. It actually displayed there itself.
I didn't get it. Sorry, repeat the process again.
Okay, I went to my activity pin, then I clicked. I clicked on view options. It's actually like an icon, just like a funnel. I clicked on it.
Yes,
then I marked my show classic.
Okay. This.
And displayed. It's displayed.
Okay. So problem solved.
Yes,
That's
sir.
with you are the one having issues with Excel. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Wow. I got that too.
So these are new discoveries.
Okay,
Hello,
so
So I've sent my screenshot to the.
yeah, I'm trying to access it. I'm coming.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, because of the limited time. There was a request that was made yesterday, so we like to get the update. As regards,
Coursera?
Yeah, good. Yes.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it when I started the class. Maybe you came in late. Maybe. Yes, we got the feedback. Long and short is that that will not be possible. So you have to get your voucher at $150 to do your exam for associate and $200 for advanced. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Now, from what this person sent to me, so we have issues with the variables. So send what you have on your variables. Now your variables, I mean variables panel. Snap it and send it, because the error is being flagged from the variables. It could be that you did not do some things properly. Did you get what I said?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
sir, variables. Am I the one to create it? by myself because I just entered the variables after I've created it. I entered it myself in the variables.
You just okay. Maybe you just type NAM. Is that what you did?
Yes.
Okay. What you should have done to create your variable, you use a shortcut. You can Control K. Control K. Just delete what you have there. That's NAM. That here. Then place your cursor within that field and press Control K. Have you done that?
Yes, sir.
Did you see set var? After pressing
No.
Control K, set var.
You said I should put
VAR.
my in the name field, right?
Yeah. Yes, and that's yeah.
It's not giving me any response. Not bringing up anything.
Now, did you see your value? That value
You
entered.
delete value enter.
Huh? Now remove whatever you have put there. Then press Control K.
Okay. Okay.
After pressing Control K, did you see set var?
Yes, I did, sir.
It's saying that you should set variable.
Okay.
So now, after that, you can now put NAM.
Okay.
So
another question, is
Okay.
there restriction? I know in some programming language there are some names you can't use. There's a name they call it. There's some names you can't use as a variable name because maybe it's a function or something. So does it apply here too?
Of course, yeah. Of course, when you see some functions here, like well, it will not tell you not to use those. Like for instance, if you use let's say let's say concat, but then why would you use that? Let's
Yeah, enter data.
okay. Now click outside the activity itself. The blue flag should be off by now.
Enter the name. Should I click enter or I should just like that?
You have put NAM.
Yes, sir.
You can just enter. Just click enter, as in like.
Okay, sir.
Okay. What's the what does it look like?
It's just
this blue flag. Is it still showing this blue flag?
Yes, sir. It is.
Click outside.
It's no
Click
more
out.
showing.
Huh?
No more
Okay.
showing.
Save your what's it called now? Save your project and run it.
Yes, sir.
Save your project and run it.
Loading, sir.
Huh? Loading. Oh, all right. Okay.
Brought it out.
Great. You've got results.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I got.
Oh, okay. It's been a day. We're supposed to have a break between the hours of between 9
So,
and 9:10 thereabouts. So
I'll send my screenshot to you, sir.
okay. You don't want me to
That's
call
very
it a BS. I'm about to join the curtains to call it a day. Huh?
One more question. Why is it that when I in the assign activity, why is it that that two it's also a variable, but we didn't have to use Control K.
It's the way it's been set.
Okay.
Hello, question, sir.
Okay.
Then
Okay, sorry,
oh,
it's about the exams.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to know the course on Coursera. Is it sufficient to help one pass the both exams?
No. It's only associates. Let me explain that again and again. What you have on Coursera is they call it area of specialization. Now, under area of specialization, which they call RPA, UiPath RPA, they now have 6 courses under that UiPath area of specialization. I don't know if you get it.
Yeah, I do.
So, what formed a course? For instance, the first lesson and the second lesson formed a course, maybe plus the third lesson. They put it together and then it became a course. Then they put our own lesson. When I say our own, I mean UiPath. They put our own lesson 3 and I think maybe lesson 4 together. It became another course. And that's how they did it until they now have about, I think, 5 or 6 courses. So it means that
6.
6, good. All right. So it means that it is after you must have gone through those 6 courses that you can say that what you have is now equivalent to your exposure as associate RPA developer. You get?
Okay, I do.
So they don't have any program that covers for advanced.
Okay, so we need to come back here for that knowledge.
Yes, for advanced, you see it on UiPath's website.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Even the one they have there is
we have 7 minutes
trial
left.
What is trial version?
That is the Coursera now.
Yeah.
On the Coursera, the ROI, I mean the what's the name? The course there, the course that is stated here.
Yes, it's actually for it's trial version. That's for 7 days. Yeah, so if you're smart enough, just like what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to rush it and finish the whole course before the end of the 7 days. Good.
People don't want to pay. Don't want to pay.
Now, the country, they good.
We have 6 minutes left.
Yes. That is, I'm trying to use our voices to really pick us. That I suppose that should be Sales voice. It sounds like is.
Yes, this is Sale.
Oh, great. Yeah, great. Okay. All right, so I still have these hands being thrown into the air. Rachel, what is it? Even John, even Chuku, what's it called now? Is it Chuku? Okay, so let's look at this. Chuku the Daniel.
Sorry, it was a mistake. My hand is
Okay, great. Chuku the Daniel then.
I already asked the question. You answered me already, sir. Let me lower my hand.
I didn't get you.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, John. That John, yeah.
So it's right. You were about
No,
to
let me wait.
you
You did not. You didn't. Let me answer this, guys. I can name Idara.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask: is it only Coursera that offers the UiPath course?
As at Well, to the best of my knowledge, I think they are. Yes.
What about Udemy?
Udemy. What you have in Udemy is practice items.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. John Ogidolu. Ogidiolu. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I tried to correct the error about the offline my computer is saying. Well, when I clicked and checked online, it's actually telling me that I have to create an account, community or something like that. Do I follow the process or what? Do I follow the process or
Could
what?
it mean that you did not download the community version of the studio?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you caused it. So go and do the needful.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, Rahim. Hello, Rahim. Rahim Olaleko.
Yes, sir.
What I have on screen, is it for you?
Yes.
And we were trying to do the same thing we did, but you are getting
Yes.
this.
Yes, that's the error I'm getting.
Yeah, I think your name, the one of your variables also. Trying to see what could be responsible. And we cannot share screen. It would have been so splendid if you can.
Yes. I'm not allowed to share screen. So.
You do that very fast. We are already at the verge of closing. This is we just have 3 more minutes.
Okay, I'll be quick with it. Maybe you can grant me access from your end to share my screen. I think that will be faster. Just to save time, sir.
The administrator has even okay. Well, the administrator has disabled all this. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's not from this end. Let me allow me to charge. Okay, can you try now?
Okay, let me try. Okay.
All right, so just about a minute thereabouts.
Okay, can you see some?
Not
Share.
okay. Rahim Olaleko. All right.
Yes, sir.
What is your name? Yeah, like this. What is your name? It's like you have double quotes. Okay, that's question mark. Okay, that's fine. Text box.
Yes.
The name. Can you click on your variables? Good. The issue is also with your variables. Like, can you click on input dialogues activity? Click on that. Yes, click on it. because I want to see what you have in your variables panel. All right. So just click on the input dialog activity. You are not doing that now.
I've already done it, sir. This is what it showed.
What's going on? Am I seeing correctly? I can't see. Everything is static from my hand. I can't see anything.
Oops.
Click on input dialog activity. It's static from this end. I can't see anything.
I already done that, sir.
I'm trying to fix this one. I can't. It's strange, sincerely speaking. Because I can't see. Okay, now you have clicked on that. Now click on input dialog.
Okay.
Click on it.
I've already done it. Should I edit it or what?
Okay, you have not created variable as it were. That's why. You have not created variable for your, for the input dialog as you wanted to.
Variable.
Yes. For instance, remove, for instance, this NAHEM. Remove everything.
Yes.
Remove it.
Okay.
Okay, if you are, I can't say, I guess it's internet factor. Now press Ctrl K on your keyboard. Ctrl K.
All right, sir.
Did you see set var?
Yes, sir.
And then now put NAM. That's you are creating variable.
All right.
When you have done that, just click outside the activity, outside the sequence. You shouldn't see the blue flag again.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so you can run it and then you should have result now or something. All right, so at this point, I would like us to call it a day.
Okay, thank you very much.
Like us to call it a day. So we'll meet tomorrow.
Save it before I run it,
Say
sir.
what?
I said I'll need to save it before I run it, sir.
Yes, save it and then run it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right, so thank you at Hall. John Ogidolu. Yeah, I want to believe your hands are just being there.
Yes, sir. It's actually telling me to download a new UiPath. That orchestrator. Should I? Or
I didn't get that.
in the UI, when I try to log into the orchestrator, it's telling me to download a new UiPath Studio.
Okay.
Should I download or?
I would suggest that you just go and download Community Edition. That will handle all this because I don't know the link. What that link will bring to. All right. All right. So thank you at everyone. I hope your evening is still going on fine, depending on your time zone. Here in Nigeria, it's 10 p.m. past 10 p.m. So I don't know what it is over there for our friends in Ghana and from the UK. I hope it has been a wonderful time. Enjoy the rest of your day. And so I say bye. So see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
All right, sir. Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Lucky. Good night, everyone.
Okay.
Good night.
Mr. Ejo Andrew Usagai.